Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to adjust the PIS setting on the clutch of this Ferrari F430.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan and we are at my shop, NG Supercars, and this beautiful Ferrari F430 is for sale. Well, there's a few things. One, we think supposedly there's something wrong with the F1 system. We haven't quite diagnosed that. So we'll go over it. You can hear the F1 pump does not sound healthy. It sounds like it's on its last legs. We might just replace the pump if someone wants this as an F1 car. Now the secondary thought is we're going to convert it into a manual if we can get a kit soon enough. So right now there's a backlog of kits. We're waiting to get them, so we're not sure. Now the good news, this car has a reasonably brand new clutch. We'll show you in the computer. I think it's at like 15 or 16% used, which is awesome, but it's got a lot of slip on the PIS. So what is the PIS? It stands for point of initial slip. And it's basically how close the clutch is to engaging. Now, this is one of those weird things where you almost kind of got to do it by feel. You just got to find what feels right for the car. So the goal is to get it so that when you give the gas pedal a little bit of oomph, it starts to grab immediately, but doesn't fully engage until probably around like 2,500, 3,000 RPM. You don't want it to slip too much because then you're actually running off and burning the clutch a little bit more than you should. And it can't be too tight because if it is, then you risk stalling it or just having it be very herky-jerky. When you have it too loose, when you do shifts, when you do up shifts under hard load, you'll see the RPM spike. And when you see a downshift, it'll kind of do this weird stutter thing. So I'll show you all of that. Another thing to note is you have to do this while the clutch is warm. So you want to go out and drive the car fairly hard for about 15 minutes before you start adjusting it. And finally, you need to have some sort of computer to be able to do this. And we're going to be using my Launch X431 Pro S3. Now everyone keeps asking, do we sell those? No, we don't, but there's a link in the description below. You can buy them on Amazon. They're about $1,000 to $1,200. If you use that link, we get a little kickback, so I'd appreciate it if you do. That's our favorite computer. It's really, really good. It's reasonably cheap. It does most things you want on these Ferraris. And the other thing is we found that the big tablet is a lot faster than the little one. So we also have a Pro or a Launch X431 Mini, but it's kind of slow. So let's hop in the car. We're gonna take a look at the clutch PIS setting. We'll go through some stuff and we'll get it tuned so it feels much better. Okay, so I just wanna first turn on the car and you should be able to hear the F1 pump. And you can hear that the whine pitch of it is very low. It almost sounds like the battery's dying. So listen to this. We'll turn the key on and you'll be able to hear the pump. So I'm gonna shut up so I can turn the volume up of the pump. All right, you see it took, I don't know, probably a good 10 seconds or so to prime. So that's not super good. The other thing we can do to test it here, I'm gonna set the camera down, is I'm gonna shift through some gears before turning on the car, so listen. All right, so that's not too bad. It recycles pretty quick. Not too bad. Now let's try doing it really fast and see if we can get it to actually not shift. Ooh, look at that. It started having a little difficulty there. So I think the F1 pump or the accumulator is probably starting to go bad in this car. So anyway, we'll address that, but here we go. Let's start it up. I need to get so that we're not in the shop because we're actually going to be driving the car in order to adjust it. So yes, you do need to have the car running in order to adjust the PIS setting. All right, so you see how, if you watch the RPMs, now watch, I'll be on the gas. And there, the clutch engaged. See how much it slipped? It was pretty substantial. Here, we'll back up again. Yeah, you can feel it slipping a lot. Here, I'll do it once more. Okay, ready? Here we go, watch. Yeah, it didn't even engage fully. I let off the gas because I was gonna run out of room. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna plug in. We got my OBD dongle. It plugs in down here. Where are you? 1 second. There. Okay, that's plugged in. All right, so we're gonna go into local diagnosis. Ferrari. Okay. We want 430. All right, so there's two different transmission computers for the 430. There's the 231 and the 301. So I don't know which one this one is. So we'll check if it's the 301 first. So the way you can do that is you can actually do read data stream. So if you don't know, like usually 07 is about where it changes, right? But you look here, gearbox model, okay, we'll read it. So it's the 231. So we actually have the older computer in this one. So it's not the 301. So we're gonna go back out and go to the AT2, which is the 231. All right, we'll double check. So we're gonna do read data stream, gearbox model, we're gonna confirm, and it is, okay, 231, great. Now the other thing we're gonna do real quick, I just wanna show you, we'll do special function. We're gonna do clutch wear. And you can see, oh yeah, so again, the percentages on these things vary. So last time I read it, it said 16%, and now it says 12%. They vary probably 5 to 10% every time you read it, just by driving it around. So whatever. Anyway, this is basically a brand new clutch, is the way I read that, you know, plus or minus 10%. So now what we're gonna do is we're actually going to set the PIS. We go back into special functions, we go to PIS adaptation. Okay, so we're first gonna read where we're at. All right, so it says 5.08 millimeters. So we want it to be a little bit tighter, so we're gonna decrease that. I'm gonna set it to 5 flat, 5.00, okay? So it's, well, I got it to 4.97 instead of 5, which is, you know, it's not perfect. So now that we have that, what we're gonna do is put it back into gear, and we're gonna give it gas and see what happens. All right, so here we go. Whoa, much better. Oh yeah. All right, hold on. I don't know if you could tell, but it grabbed way harder. Okay, ready? Still not quite enough. Still want a little more. All right, so we're gonna lower it maybe another 0.05. Oops. So read, right, we're gonna go to 4.9, let's do 4.94, okay? All right, there we go. So I'm actually gonna go down the road a little bit. Yeah, it's getting better. Still not quite there. I wanna give it just a little bit more. Read, right, we'll do 4.9, okay? All right, 4.90, now ready, gas. It's not too bad, I'm not in love with it. Let's see how it does on a shift. Much better. And then let's see the downshifts. Oh, those feel good. Yeah. So I'm gonna give it another start stop. All right, ready? Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm happy with this. All right, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I think we're about where we need to be. I'm pretty pleased with it. You can see on the downshifts, they go up, they over rev a tiny bit, but that's okay because we're driving slow. So remember, when you're driving slow, it shifts slower. It's not as harsh on you, right? But the nice thing is when we did the upshift, it didn't over rev, and that's what we want to see. We want to see it get kind of a nice firm, yeah, a nice firm shift. Okay. Oh yeah, even on a slow start right there, it barely got to 2,000 RPMs. Yeah, this feels a lot better. We're gonna do another stop, and start. Yeah, notice it's grabbing right around like 2,500 RPMs. That's what we want to see. We don't want to see it getting up to like 3,000, 3,500. That's not good. So very, very content with my PIS setting now. All right, I'm really content with the way it's handling now. So this is something that you want to do sort of regularly. If you feel it's not quite driving correctly, they do get off. So like the PIS will get out of adjustment over time, and what happens is you can end up burning off the clutch faster than you want. Now remember, you're burning more clutch when it's slipping, not once it's engaged. So you want to engage as quickly as reasonably possible, and that's why a lot of times we say drive these in race mode, not in sport mode, because it engages harder. Now it makes it so it's not maybe as comfortable of a drive, it's a little bit more herky-jerky, but your clutch will last longer. And of course that's why people always talk about don't drive these things in reverse, because in reverse it never really fully engages, because you're never going fast enough in reverse to have it fully engage. So the PIS, point of initial slip, you want to be tight enough to kind of grab right around like 2,500 RPMs under reasonably hard load. Not so hard that it stalls. You gotta adjust it when the clutch is hot, and you gotta make sure that you have the right computer setup that you're using. So this car 231, this is not the 301, so always make sure you check that you have the right computer. Again, somewhere around 07-ish is generally when they switch to the 301. Not always the case, so I just verify it every time. Also, if you use the clutch wear reading and you're using the wrong computer, it'll be way off. Like it'll say, oh, it's, you know, whatever, some weird number, and it won't make any sense. There you go. PIS settings are really easy to do. You just have to have the right computer, and it's something that we have to do on probably about 50% of the Ferrari F430s that we end up buying for the dealership. They're always off. And it's usually too loose. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. Interesting enough, one of the best ones that we've ever bought was the Scud. That thing was perfect. Like it just felt like they just dialed it in perfectly. So that one, didn't have to touch it, thankfully. This one, The black car that we have right now also dialed in pretty damn good, so it doesn't really need much of an adjustment at all. There you have it, YouTube. I hope this helps you save some money by not having to take it to the dealership, and it's a good idea to have those launch computers anyway. Again, link in the description below. It's the Launch X431 Pro S3, and you can buy it on Amazon for somewhere between like $1,000 and $1,200. And I really recommend it. It's a very good computer to have around if you own one of these cars. So like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Check out normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services from us, and NG Supercars. There you can buy this beautiful Ferrari F430. It's not actually listed as of the point of filming this video. Again, we're not sure if we're going to convert it or sell it as is. I think we're going to try to sell it as is until we get a conversion kit. So if you want it as is, reach out to us. Send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com. It, again, won't be on the website, but you can see it's in really, really good shape. The dash is great. There's really no sticky buttons. I'll tell you what, if we keep it as an F1 car, what we'll do is probably replace the F1 pump and the accumulator. That way it's at least in better shape. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video. We're gonna be doing a lot of cool car stuff, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be sweet.